nothing like a relaxing foot bath at the end of the day. I'm going to show you how to make relaxation bath salts, peppermint style, for feet. I'm going to need 2 cups of Epsom salts, half a cup of baking soda, 1/4 cup of citric acid, and I see that the bugs just love citric acid. Get out of there. And we're going to need 1/4 of a cup of sea salt, or in this case I might use a Himalayan salt. So either will do. And then you'll need a bowl to mix and some bottles. And the most important ingredient here is the essential oil. So I'm going to be using about 25 drops of peppermint essential oil. Colouring is optional, so I may just stick a little bit of red colouring in there as well. So the reason for us using bath salts is a good stress relief and to relax your tired feet at the end of the day. The fizzing action is not a requirement. It's just another soothing action that you can use to help you relax, and it's a bit of a luxury as well. So I'm going to start off with my 1/2 cup of baking soda. Now I'm going to keep the baking soda and the citric acid mixture separate from the other one, and it's just me. You don't have to do this. Actually, you can make this up as you go along if you wanted to. So you've got a 2-to-1 ratio of baking soda and citric acid. So let me find my 1/4 cup here. 1/3 cup. Yeah. Okay, there's our 1/4 cup. Surprisingly enough, some of you may already know that these two are ingredients that you can use in sherbet. Okay, so here we go. Here's our citric acid and baking soda, and as soon as this mixture hits the water, it's going to fizz. So I'm just mixing this up with my hands because I like to be in contact with whatever I'm making anyway. Not only that, but I'm a bit too lazy to get the spoon out of the cupboard, so there we go. So I'm just going to move these two out of the way. So you'll see that it's all in plain packaging. I've been shopping at Bin In today, which is a really neat shop to get all my bits and pieces. So we're going to need 2 full-size cups of Epsom salts. Now Epsom salts has magnesium in it. Some people would know it as the salts that you take take as a laxative. Others take it to increase their magnesium levels, especially if you're experiencing a lot of cramps. In a bath, it is a muscle relaxant. So we've got our 2 cups of that. And then what we're going to use is our cup of, or not cup, I think it's 1/2 cup. Oh, don't you just love this technology? Just let me check. I've written it all down. And 1/4 cup of sea salt. So I am going to use today the Himalayan salt. There we go, 1/4 cup. And because I'm making this up on the spot too, I'm going to use another 1/4 cup of rock salt. So I'm just going to get my little hands in there and just mix and mix. I'll bring you over so that you can have a look at the mixture. Nothing special about it. All we're doing is just mixing. Okay, so the next step is our essential oil. So I'm going to add about 25 drops of that to our mixture. We'll go. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Oh, there's an extra one there. And I'll just keep fixing. So once I'm content that that's all mixed through, I am then going to get our food colouring. So with the food colouring you can either use powder. I'm just using food. It's just straightforward food colouring that you can get from the supermarket. And I'll put a little bit too much in, but that's okay. Now when you're using your food colouring, it's probably best to use powder. This lovely food colouring that I've got here, and it's just smelling so divine, has turned slightly orange. So I'm going to have an orangey peppermint experience whenever I have a foot soak. But when I put the salts into the foot bath, it is going to turn red. Now that is optional. You can have your foot salts or your bath salts without the colouring, but I like to have colouring in my bath salts so that it's a good indicator that yes, I've got something in there, just in case somebody else comes along and decides they want to drink it. No, it's silly, but you never know. You never know. I've got these lovely cats that like drinking bath water, and having the bath salts in there doesn't seem to hinder them either. Okay, now that I've mixed all that wonderful ingredient up, what I'm going to do is grab our jar, make sure that it is clean first, and you have no little bits and pieces of the previous contents left in it. Okay, so I'm just going to do this rough, just scoop a handful in here. Okay, now citric acid and baking soda. I'm just going to alternate it. Doesn't matter if they get mixed together. This is just me wanting to do something a little bit different. And it always is good to experiment. Experiment away, because all the greatest things of the world have come from the experiments. Even failed experiments. Wonderful. So I'm going to leave a little gap at the top of my jar. There we go. 1 foot bath salt. And you would probably use, let me guess, probably about a tablespoonful to a foot bath. Now if you're using large quantities and you're doing a big bath, you would be using about a cup for your bath, just depending on how full it is as well. Okay, so enjoy making your bath salts. You can place a fancy ribbon around there and give these away as gifts as well. So, happy creating.